Please join me in welcoming His Excellency Dr. S. Jaishankar.
Your Excellency, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Antonio Tajani, Excellency, Minister of University and Research, Anna Maria Bernini, my distinguished cabinet colleague, the super energetic Commerce and Industry Minister, Piyush Goyal ji, President of FICCI, Harshvardhan Agarwal ji, Vice Chairman and Managing Director of Titagarh Rail System, Umesh Chaudhary ji, ambassadors, rectors of universities, heads of research centers, business leaders, ladies and gentlemen. Namaskar and buongiorno. It is a pleasure to join you all today at the inaugural meeting of the India-Italy Business, Science and Tech Forum. Deputy Prime Minister, your visit, accompanied by Minister Bernini and this multi-sectoral delegation, is an important step forward to implement the joint strategic action plan which our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni had announced in November 2024 at Rio. The last time we met, you shared with me how much you were looking forward to this visit. We reciprocated that sentiment fully, and we are really very, very pleased to see you here with such an impressive delegation. Friends, the action plan which our Prime Ministers agreed upon captured their vision for deepening the bilateral strategic partnership between our two countries, but through concrete outcomes that will benefit both of us. They directed us to work with our respective industries, but also with our scientific establishments and higher education institutions to facilitate collaborations, co-production, innovation, and flow of knowledge and talent between the two of us. Now, our partnership, the one between India and Italy, it is rooted in our democratic values, in our respect for civilizations, in our culture and heritage, but above all, in a common vision for a stable, rules-based and prosperous world. We meet today, as Minister Tajani reminded us, in a familiar global political economic order, but one which is transforming, becoming ever more complex and unpredictable. Even as we recover from the pandemic, from multiple conflicts in Europe, Middle East and Asia, we must recognize that our supply chains are more fragile and our maritime shipping more disrupted. Geopolitical competition has sharpened as market shares are leveraged and economic activities are weaponized. Indeed, the over-concentration of manufacturing and the reliability of supply chains have today become overriding concerns for all of us. Industries and governments are struggling to keep pace with the impact of rapid digitalization and technology shifts, which are accentuated by trade barriers and export controls. Countries across the world are understandably responding by de-risking, by building strong political and economic partnerships, by diversifying the manufacturing and trade partners, and by investing at home in innovation and research. Both our countries are witnessing these trends at home. In recent years, India has been working closely with like-minded partners to build the kind of resilient and trusted partnerships that we need now to address not only our economic interests, but our strategic priorities as well. For us, Deputy Prime Minister, Italy ranks high in that list. In many sectors, there is a natural complementarity that we need to exploit, whether it is energy or transport, food processing or light engineering. You in Italy have the technologies and the best practices that could make such a collaboration truly fruitful. We have also launched new platforms like the India-EU Trade and Technology Council, which address our contemporary national and economic security agendas. Together, we are keen to seek and develop critical technologies in the sunrise sectors. You are all aware, and Minister Goel mentioned it as well, of the historic visit of the EU College of Commissioners in February this year, during which Prime Minister Modi and President von der Leyen tasked the two governments to conclude the FTA negotiations by the end of 2025. I hope that our bilateral efforts will advance in tandem. Let me also take this opportunity to bring out India's interests in the Mediterranean. Our relationship with countries in this region have progressed immensely in recent years, especially as the Indian economy gathered momentum. Our trade with the Mediterranean today is in the range of $75 to $80 billion annually, and our diaspora there is approximately 460,000. We have promoted investments in critical sectors including infrastructure, energy and technology. The strategic location of the Mediterranean, with approximately 600 ports and which accounts for about 25% of global seaborne trade, establishes it as a crucial hub and one of particular interest to India. For its part, India plays an equally vital role in the Indo-Pacific, extending its reach westwards. Given both the location and centrality, as well as the levels of activities, it makes eminent sense today to connect the two, what Italy is doing eastwards from the Mediterranean and what India is doing westwards across the Arabian Sea, to connect the two for our mutual benefit. The landmark initiative of the India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor, which our Italian friends call the Cotton Route, was launched during India's G20 presidency, and both our countries were members of it, and this will truly create a new global axis for economies, for energy resources, and for communications. We must also recognize, and again this is a point that Mr. Goel has brought up, that India and Italy collaborate in many other international initiatives, whether it's the International Solar Alliance, whether it's the Global Biofuel Alliance, or indeed the Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure. So we have a very good base today to build upon. But when we look today as a country at this turbulent world, I also want to share with our Italian friends that India is trying to play to its strengths and try to expand its many relationships. In the last decade, we have devoted ourselves to enhancing ease of doing business, improving ease of living, building a modern infrastructure through the Gati Shakti initiatives, and forging a digital public infrastructure. This has contributed to better governance and has made us a more attractive business partner. Our friends from Italy should take particular note of areas of growth because many of them are of direct interest to them. Let me make two other points. India is not just growing. The nature of growth is itself undergoing a shift. This is now a society focused strongly on innovation and creativity, where startups are proliferating rapidly. At the same time, there is a determined set of strategies to explore sectors like AI, EV, drone, space, and nanotechnologies who will be the drivers of growth in future. Please also bear in mind that lifestyle changes in India emanating from expanded prosperity are also a new factor of demand. The direction of India's progress and the capabilities of Italian industry make for a good combination. And I believe today that Make in India offers a platform, a pathway for that collaboration to unfold. Let me conclude by highlighting the relevance of Indian skills and talent for our business cooperation. We are creating new capacities in education and vocational training at a truly rapid pace. Many institutions are linking themselves directly to the global workplace. There have also been a surge in global capability centers in India who have now begun to make a significant contribution economically. At the same time, design, research, and innovation are being encouraged across multiple domains. The potential of such collaborations can be brought out by a forum such as this. We heard from Minister Bernini in this regard, and I fully reciprocate her sentiments. Minister Tajani also mentioned the growth in the number of students. Before we came in here, we were talking about the potential of tourism. And I do believe that if it can make it easier to travel between our two countries, that would be a very practical contribution to the betterment of our ties. So let me conclude with these words. I think Minister Tajani's message was very clear today: do more. And I hear that almost on a daily basis from Minister Piyush Goyal as well. So how do we do more? How do we do more with the world? How do we do more with each other? I want to say, we here today are there to motivate, to enable, to support, but we are ultimately counting on all of you to make that happen. I'm sure that your deliberations today in the forum will address itself not only to the issues but to find practical pathways for deeper collaboration. Once again, I would like to thank the Deputy Prime Minister and his delegation for joining us here today, and I wish you all a very, very productive discussion. Thank you very much.